Rain. It cleanses the streets of sin and drives the savages in. A city choked by towering structures that resemble steel and glass fingers stretching into the sky, blocking out the sun, leaving only the garish neon glow of advertisements' corrupt corpo logos reflecting in the endless puddles. I, Detective Kane, stood on a precipice, both literally and metaphorically, a man apart. Before me gaped the chasm of a construction site, half-finished skyscrapers clawing at the polluted sky. Behind me the air crackled with the blue and red flicker of patrol car lights, gunshots ring, and the fallen sing their last song, the sirens a mournful wail in the oppressive night. I was a good cop once, not too long ago, or at least I believed I was. Believed in the badge, in the law, in the promise of justice. But New Eden had a way of grinding down even the most righteous, twisting ideals into bitter ironies. The line between right and wrong had blurred, smeared by the greasy fingerprints of corruption that reached the highest echelons of the police force. My partner lay sprawled on the wet concrete below, a crimson stain blooming on his chest. The bullet that took him, it came from one of our own, from a fellow officer, his face twisted in a grimace of fear and desperation, a puppet dancing to the tune of the Syndicate. They ruled this city, their tendrils of power snaking through every level of society. Nothing left is pure, everything is affected. Perverted, corrupted, they owned the judges, the politicians, and now they owned the police. Drop your weapon, Kane. The voice that cut through the night belonged to Captain Reynolds, a man I once considered a mentor. That was long ago now. His eyes were cold, his jaw set in a grim line. He'd chosen his side, and I knew what that meant for me. No trial, no chance for justice. Things are now very grim for me, unfortunately. Just another loose end to be silenced. His phone rang. He was distracted. Now was my time to strike. With a perfectly placed punch, he was knocked out. Cold, but even as despair threatened to consume me, a spark of defiance ignited in my chest. I wasn't going to be next with or without the law. I must stand here and now against the Syndicate. Not without exposing the rot that festered at the heart of New Eden, but I will not be alone. The rhythmic clatter of a keyboard was my only company in the cramped, dimly lit apartment. The smell of stale coffee and burnt circuitry hung heavy in the air. Fortunate Son, a digital phantom, a whisper in the network, was my only hope. He was a ghost, a myth in the online underbelly, rumored to be able to crack even the most secure systems. Finding him had been a gamble, a shot in the dark, but I had nothing left to lose.
You need a miracle, Detective, and even miracles come at a price which is most unfortunate.
I slid a data chip across the table. The only proof I had of the Syndicate's stranglehold on the city. Evidence that could facilitate a start of bringing down their empire, if it ever saw the light of day. Inside, you'll find everything. Names, dates, transaction records, enough to bury them. The air crackled with static as Fortunate Son downloaded the data. The glow of the monitor reflected in his thick glasses, obscuring his eyes.
The Syndicate is a Hydra, Kane. Cut off one head, two more take its place.
Then I'll swiftly cut them all down then. They won't be as fortunate, my son. I need their central server, their command center. I'll walk into the belly of the beast.
Admirable and much appreciated, Kane. I'm even jazzed about that. There's a place, a fortress of steel and code. They call it the Vault. Get me inside their network and I'll bring the whole damn city down on their heads.
Hope, a dangerous flicker in the darkness, ignited within me. It was a long shot, bordering on suicide, but it was our only chance. I would infiltrate the Vault, get Fortunate Son what he needed, and together we would bring down the Syndicate. Justice, even if it came at the cost of my own humanity, would be served. New Eden, a city bathed in the cold, artificial glow of neon, very grimly timed for this place, a testament to unchecked technological advancement and moral decay. The streets teemed with a frantic energy, a chaotic ballet of hovercars weaving through towering skyscrapers and weary citizens lost in the digital embrace of their neural implants. The air hummed with the constant thrum of data streams, a symphony of ones and zeros that masked the silent screams of a city held hostage. The Syndicate. A whisper, a shadow, a slimy serpent, their presence was felt in every corner of New Eden, tentacles tightened. They were the puppet masters pulling the strings of politicians and corporations, their influence seeping into the very fabric of society. They trafficked in information, in technology, in human lives, which is sad and unfortunate, their greed insatiable, their methods ruthless. I walked the rain-slicked streets, not wanting to haunt, but I must stick to the shadows and remain unseen, a ghost in my own city. the spectre of New Eden. My trench coat pulled tight against the biting wind. Gone was the badge, the gun, the outward symbols of the law I no longer served. I was a phantom, operating in the shadows, my only allies a hacker with a god complex. Oh, how fortuitous, and the burning embers of vengeance that fueled my every step. My investigation, fueled by whispered rumors and back-alley informants and echoes deep from the underbelly, led me to the doorstep of Club Elysium. A den of vice owned by Sal DeMarco, the Syndicate's top lieutenant. It was a place where the powerful and the corrupt rubbed shoulders, their dark dealings masked by the thumping music and the haze of expensive synthetic drugs. This was my way in, my chance to get close to the Syndicate, to find a way to bring their empire crashing down. And then there was Fortunate Son, wearing his cryptic, shape-shifting mask, always ready to lighten the mood with his peculiar sense of humor. The air inside Club Elysium was thick with the scent of sweat, perfume, and desperation. Pulsating music vibrated through the floor, the bass line a physical presence against my chest. Bodies writhed on the dance floor, lost in a haze of strobe lights and synthesized euphoria. I navigated the throng, my senses on high alert, my hand never straying far from the concealed blade strapped to my ankle. My eyes, however, were searching for one man, Marco the Shark Bellini, DeMarco's right-hand man and my ticket to the vault. He was a creature of habit, always seated at the same VIP booth overlooking the dance floor, a predatory gleam in his eyes as he surveyed his domain. "Bellini," I greeted him, my voice a low growl that cut through the music. He turned, his face a mask of surprise that quickly morphed into a sneer. "Kane, you got some nerve showing your face here." He gestured to the bouncers flanking him, their augmented muscles rippling beneath their leather jackets. "Throw him out." But I was ready for them. Years of hand-to-hand combat training honed my reflexes to razor sharpness. I moved like a phantom, disarming one bouncer with a swift kick, sending the other crashing into a table with a satisfying crunch. The music stuttered, the crowd parting like the Red Sea as I advanced on Bellini. Fear flickered in his eyes, a crack in his carefully constructed facade. "You want something, Kane? Spit it out." "Information," I said, pressing the blade closer to his throat. "About the vault, about how I can get inside. You have 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1. I appreciate your time given to view this. If you like this video, please hit the notification button, like, and subscribe. I'll keep more coming as soon as I can. Thank you till next time. I truly appreciate it. From yours truly, cheers.